Rock Bottom coins are the #1 place to get your Madden coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off. Hey, Vox here. So, welcome to updated version of my best players at every budget in MUT 23. So we're gonna knock it out. Best budget cards, best top end cards, every position. If you guys want more, we can go to like top 10 positions. Let me know in the comments. But this was asked for and requested for quite a bit. We haven't done it in, over a month and a half. So let's update it. We've gotten quite a bit of new content. So here we are. Let's go ahead and start with the quarterback position. And I think I'm going to upset some people because the consensus in a lot of people seems to be John Elway. And Elway is still absolutely incredible. Do love this card. The issue is like, I kind of want a little bit of flexibility, right? Like, I like Elway, but 310 million coins is ridiculous. And this is not like the top category is an uncovered budget, whatever, just the best card, okay? But the thing about when I say flexibility on John Elway is Tom Brady, okay, faster. And yeah, his ability, his throw motion isn't as good, but he gets free gunslinger, okay? Free gunslinger, like, it's just there, okay? So it kind of closes the gap, and especially on long releases, it does matter. So I feel like Tom Brady's long release is better than Elway's. Short release isn't as good. But you can go with a 3 AP setup of set feet lead hot route master, and on that is 5 for Elway. Now, to be fair, the big combo that I already use is set feet lead hot route master fearless is 7 on both of them, whereas like Bledsoe, that's 6. So Bledsoe's got an argument too. I just like having that 3 AP set feet lead hot route master, which is 1 less than Aaron Rodgers has it for 4, who was the other one that I had right there with John Elway. So I'm going to go ahead and make the case, and I realized I forgot to do something. Make the case that Tom Brady is the best card in the game for quarterback position right now, just because of that flexibility. Now, the one thing I will say about Tom Brady that I didn't say before is the fact that I did have to change around my settings on my pass lead. So before I was like either 15 or 20. So I've been on near all year. I was either 15 or 20 on near with like Elway, Aaron Rodgers and stuff. But I've noticed like with Brady, the gunslinger messes it up. So I moved actually down to 10 out of 20. So it is weird because like the first few games I had, I'm like, why is he so bad? He's like overthrowing everybody. But once I made that adjustment, he's been very solid for me since. So I'm gonna go Tom Brady #1 because they gave him 88 speed too, which is ridiculous too. So if you want to run QB options, he's there. Just make sure you turn on conservative carrying. Running back, this was tough because guys like Marshawn Lynch, I'm gonna put Dickerson there. Guys like Marshawn Lynch gets a bruiser for 0 AP, which I think it's very powerful. Not like it's not overpowered like it used to be, but it did give you some cool animations. It lights up when you get those cool animations. But the big thing here, the difference is 97 break tackle, and obviously you can improve that through strat items. So mine's up to 98 break tackle. That just has guys like sliding off of him. So sure, he's not the heaviest because you can argue somebody like William Perry and how heavy he is. That makes guys slide off. You can't land hit sticks on him. Dickerson obviously gets the same tank for 1 AP also that Marshawn gets. So really those two options. For some reason, I just like Eric Dickerson better. Maybe because he's newer. I don't know. But fastest in the game time with Walker. And I don't know, it just got that it factor. He's also tall, right? He's also 6'3", so don't forget that when it comes into the passing game. Watch my last either TikTok, YouTube short on GutFox2 or GutFox2's video on Eric Dickerson. You'll see me just high point, and 4 inches is a lot in the passing game and IRL. So, anyways, you hear me talk about him under the running back. I was thinking about going like, there's the lead blockers. You can go honorary lineman on Jim Taylor for free, which is really nice when you're impact blocking DBs and stuff, getting out there, flattening them. I'm going to give it to William Perry as the best, not only blocking, he's good at it. He's not as fast as, I think Okoye's faster than him and better maybe at blocking, but just like handing the ball, he's got like, the heaviest build, him and Vita Vea at halfback. The heaviest build in the game, and like he's got free return man too, so you can get like a kind of a glitchy return sometimes with him at your fullback spot. So like I feel like as a well-rounded, all-around, and rounded fullback, William Perry's that #1 in the game to me at the fullback position currently. As for wide receivers, this is gonna be highly contentious. The thing about wide receivers is like look at all these guys. Very similar to running backs. Like, they're all 94 speed, 93, I guess, Andre Johnson down to 94, 95. Like, they're almost all identical. The only thing difference in wide receivers now are abilities and height. And it kind of, I don't know. It used to be a lot different, but then like guys like Larry Fitzgerald would be useless. So there's positives and downsides to making the players unique to how they played versus, make them more all usable in MUT. Anyways, my favorite three, you'd be like, oh, Plaxico Burress, Steeler card. He's terrible. CeeDee Lamb's good though, right? Why is CeeDee Lamb good? 0 AP, short in elite. So CeeDee, you can like, and it really depends on how you have your setup too. CeeDee Lamb right there is my wide receiver 3 for the slot where I have him. Because you want the short and elite to kind of beat man coverage all throughout. You can also use Slot-O-Matic for 1 AP on him, which is a little bit more consistent than short in. I don't believe it gets turned off like short and elite by man knockout abilities, which they're overpowered in their own right, and we'll talk about that when we get to there. But anyways, Herman Moore is definitely one of the best ones in the game because he gets a cool ability combo mix of short and elite for 1 and mid out elite for 0. So yes, you're still paying 1 for short in, but then you get a bonus 0-1 for free mid out, which is really good for corner routes. So if you decide to put him at your slot and put CD on the outside with short in, that's actually a pretty decent setup too. That's kind of I sometimes do. I was gonna say do, but I didn't do that. Sometimes I do that, but like I think like having that bonus catching you to the sidelines is nice. And then because I run post patterns. Not all post patterns are the same. They're wildly different depending on the sharpness of the break. Some are slightly different. Some beat man, some don't. Megatron though is like the tallest guy, fastest guy, tied with D-Hop as far as they can get route tech for 2 AP. And I really like, even though route tech also gets shuts off by some abilities, I still think it's so valuable to have on some of the routes out there. You really have to scheme it on your scheme specifically, but that's why those are my 3 guys. It's their ability setups combined with some of their height and whatnot. So tight end. So the wide receivers is the easiest one to debate. Tight end, there's no debate. It's Taysom Hill. Like obviously you can go with somebody tall, Parham, 6'8", and just throw high points. That's fine. I've seen Parham just streak past my safeties. It's crazy. I don't know is it the long legs or what? Are they caught staring at his humps or something? I don't know what it is, but Taysom Hill, because of free short in, is absolutely number 1 on me. As for the offensive line, all these saved ability points, I'm throwing it on offensive linemen. You're like, wait, why is Kelsey at left guard when he's truly a center? Creed Humphrey's at center because he gets secure protector and identifier for 1 identifier. It's stupid that they made it 1 or 0. It's so good. Anyways, Larry Allen and Jason Kelsey are my nasty streaks. I'm actually using Zach Martin there because I just moved Larry Allen off right tackle because I have Nick Mangold at right tackle because he also gets secure protector and then 2 free offense line abilities. The free offense line abilities that he gets are kind of like washaways, but it's free, so you might as well use them. That's why he took over from Larry Allen. So it's crazy. I'm using 3 centers, 1 guard, and I just got a left tackle. Otherwise, I was using more guards. The secure protector is slightly better than edge protector in my opinion because it also deactivates inside stuff, or it counters it, I guess, and makes the guy play natural. So I have secure protectors instead of edge protectors for 1 AP each. Free nasty streak, 1 AP, like I talked about, secure protector, identifier together, and then the 1 out there. So overall, like if I needed to, I would. If I want Fearless back, I'd probably be taking it off of these guys in the middle, like these 2. I'd probably take 2 AP off of them to add Fearless back to Tom Brady. But yeah, it allows me to run like a bruiser on Eric Dickerson there for the offense. And obviously I can lose Bruiser. Bruiser's not like overpowered or anything. It's just kind of cool to see. So let's go ahead and do mid-expensive offense. Now, in mid-expensive offense, you're going to be giving up a lot of, not necessarily attributes are as big of a deal, but you're giving up a lot of ability discounts. And abilities are what this game is made on. The top of the meta will have the cheapest abilities possible, so you can afford more abilities. It's not like you can't win games without it. And I will say, when I talk about the budget cards here, so the TVP is currently in the store. So the prices you see today on these cards, the prices that I'm doing this with, probably not a great day to do it because in a few days, or maybe it's a great day to do it because you have a shopping spree in a few days when these guys fall in price. But basically what happens with these budget is the way the market works. Everything with like all the training, all the packs and everything has gone down, and they're like at this minimum value, right? The training value. So they're all stuck there, okay? Once that training value goes away because TVP goes away, we can see a free fall in prices. So a lot of these cards look to be cheaper at these budget levels here in a few days. So take that into note before you go out on a spending spree after seeing this video. But I like Lamar Jackson. Basically, you need set feet lead in order to beat zone in this game. So make sure you find yourself, if you don't like Lamar Jackson, you can go with somebody else. You can go with that 70 speed Tom Brady if you want more of a pocket passer, whatever. But I like the flexibility of Lamar. This guy was so good for me for so long. His release was solid for me. So that's why I got 90 Lamar Jackson there. As for running back, Micah Parsons was actually like the fastest running back. And then Vita Vea, if you want somebody just to clown fools at the goal line there at running back. I think he's just nice and heavy and he gets really good fall forward animations. We talked about Jim Taylor, 91 Jim Taylor for your fullback. Yeah, he's not as thick as, William Perry or other smaller William Perrys, whatever, lower overalls. But I think the ability you need the speed at the fullback to get that to get to the block, and then you just kind of need it to hold on for a little bit. So he gets good impact block, good run block, that kind of stuff. As for the wide receivers, it's all ability based and speed. So I went like McLaurin was my burner, and then Art Monk and Amon-Ra St. Brown both have short in. They're not zero, kind of like CD or other people, but they are still there. At tight end, still you need short in. If you want a run blocker instead, though, if you want, say, if you're more of a runner, do something like JJ Watt. I know they got the Dexter Lawrence there, who's a little bigger, but he's like 80 speed, so I would rather go the 88 speed JJ Watt at tight end as a blocker. You can always split him out wide though. You can sub a tight end at wide receiver, and have JJ Watt is basically another lineman at wide receiver out there if you are a dedicated runner for a budget team. Otherwise, Tony Gonzalez, you need short in to beat man coverage. Like, it sucks, but you have to dedicate basically your entire offensive scheme in the passing game to beat man coverage. That's like literally everything for us on offense. So that's why all these guys, you're required to get short in on your wide receivers. I don't think McLaurin gets it, but like two of them have short in. McLaurin's just our burner, and then Tony Gonzalez has it also, and then potential options and run games there with the quarterback stuff to throw them off. As for the offensive line, what's nice is Tristan Wirfs and Andrew Thomas both get edge protector. I think it's both 1 AP on both of them, so that's actually huge. That's not a want. You need that. If you ever run into an edge threat double nothing stack, and you don't have edge protectors, you've lost the game. You instantly lost it. So people still have that out there because it's so cheap to run that stack now with so many pass rushers that they basically increase their win percentage in this game just by having one ability stack combo. Okay, so it is what it is. As for the cheapest. And the interior linemen there are whatever. As for the cheapest line, they got good stats. I don't know if you'll have any extra AP left, but running threat detector on McDaniel is pretty hot. I think he also gets identifier, but threat detector is kind of cool too. So as for the budget guys, I'm just throwing them here. It's speed based. Your budget guys aren't gonna really getting any good abilities. Some of them might. But really, it's speed based for Alligator here. He had high carrying too, because I don't want you to put the ball that's basically it. I would not go into online gameplay with a budget squad, and your first big purchase should be your quarterback. This is really for grinding solos at this level, and you will be able to beat solo battles with these cards. Your offensive line's actually pretty nice. You can you want to upgrade these guys up a level before you upgrade anything in your offensive line. Unless you're online, then you upgrade to you upgrade your tackles to edge protectors. In my opinion. And then I would just leave those things for the longest. Interior offensive line matters the least in the game. So that's it for offense. As for defense, now I like Curse at left end. So this is the uncapped one. Curse is the best left end in the game because he gets free. Here's the thing about abilities. You want him free, right? You want him absolutely free. Let's go ahead and reset the filters. Position, left end, right end. And let's just go to say, you could choose almost any of these things. Unpredictable, 0 AP, okay? So you got Montez Sweat, Jason Taylor there. Okay, those are some options to run. Otherwise, you also have Speedster for free too, which I like. And you're probably asking me hey Fox, why aren't you doing edge threat or double nothing on the edge? I can see double nothing, But where the heck is Speedster? Speedster. I'm drunk. Oh, there it is. I was drunk. I couldn't find it. Curse gets free Speedster. You can also run Wake if you want. Freak had it too back in the day, but Curse is an upgrade over Curse. So I think Curse is the best left end, best stats, free ability. You can put other things on him if you want to, but that's kind of it, dude. That's really what you want, is free on your edge, because everybody's run, like I talked about, it was so important to have edge protectors, that everybody's running edge protectors. There are a few that don't, because they're really risky, and I that's like, there's some risks I'm willing to take with abilities. Like I'm fine not running Fearless a little bit, but not running edge protectors, like, because with Fearless you can kind of scheme around it a little bit. Without, like, it's very hard to call play actions every single rep to scheme around edge threats every game, because the way the blocking's set up, because then they can just send a blitz off the edge, and it's very hard to pick that up. But anyways, Bruce Smith gets multiple free abilities at defensive end. I actually prefer this guy, even though he's got the speed to play edge. I actually prefer him at inside interior defense tackle with double nothing, right? He gets double nothing for 1. Bruce Smith's incredible. So that's the thing, is like, I'm going to put a defensive tackle, Warren Sapp, and DeForest Buckner. But really, like, Bruce Smith or Warren Sapp are fine. I really like DeForest Buckner because he gets free run stopper and then 1 AP inside stuff. I think he's the best inside stuffer in the entire game because of that ability stack. I love him. Obviously, I like him thick, too. They're both over 300 pounds here. Close to 400 is better, but we'll take what we can get. So, like, truly, like, I don't run Bruce Smith. I think as a pass rush in this game, if you run like Dollar, okay, these guys don't really matter that much, other than, like, having inside stuff that helps clog up the middle against the run. But, like, if you run a 4 defensive lineman, which is kind of what I was basing this around, I would rather have, like, an outside linebacker or 2 here on the edge to move Bruce in. But I think the best way of doing this is to have a rotational, right? I run both nickel normal and big nickel, so 2 different sets. So my nickel normal, I got 4 guys there, and then my big nickel, to, like, give them a fatigue break, basically allows me to, like, rotate through pass rushers. So I got 8 pass rushers that I rotate through during the game, and then, like, late in the game, I'll also switch my pass rushers around in order to reset pass rush resistance on offensive linemen, because every time you win with a pass rush move, they get a resistance bar, and the more resistance bars they have, the harder it is to beat them. Okay, so that's kind of my strategy right now. Left outside linebacker, I'm going to go Watt because I'm a homer. He's also got the best attributes out there. Now, he only gets, Deflator for 0 or something like that, which isn't a pass rush stat, which kind of sucks. I was wishing he was better. But I think, these are 2 pass rushers there at outside linebacker. None of them are, like, incredible break the bank for, but they're just neat to have. But I think there's so many cards with so many abilities to pass rush, you can get everything in. I think Nitschke's the best middle linebacker. I don't think it's close. Fastest, plus he gets 0 AP lurker, so this is the best one as of now. We just recently got a slower linebacker and with the 0 AP lurker, and then no thank you for the lack of speed. So Nitschke there to blow up runs. As for cornerbacks, I guess I'll do one at a time here. Cornerback position's a very another one like wide receiver, a contentious position, and it really depends on your scheme, right? This is going to be set up for zone coverage, but man is the pay to win way. So, like, going with guys with say Antonio Cromartie is the best man cover corner in the game, in my opinion. Look at this high end change of direction, agility, speed, jump. He's also tall, but more importantly is this 2 AP inside shade and then 1 AP medium route knockout that you can kind of stack on each other. You can do pick artist too if you want for free, if you throw him anywhere else. But, like, this guy just almost erases a player off the entire field. It is going to be very hard, very, very hard to get a guy open against these 2 ability combos. A lot of people run Cromartie at safety. You can run him at nickel. Inside shade is only, like, the inside part of the field. So putting at 1 or 2 with inside shade might be a little bit of a waste. So I do see most people running him at the safety in a man scheme to kind of take away that kind of stuff. Otherwise, so he's there, right? He's there, but this is like more of a zone scheme that I kind of run, so that's what I really went with. But even still in zone, I think Antonio Cromartie is worth it for the free pick artist in the slot. At Charles Woodson and Richard Sherman, both get deep out knockout and pick artist for only 1 AP, so they're there. The one that competes with that in zone would be Megatron, who also gets the same breakdown. I'm actually currently using Megatron at my strong safety spot, but you can make the argument for him over Sherman without a doubt for your outside player. So it is kind of almost the horse apiece. He's also half the price of Sherman, so you gotta take that. Carmichael's a trap card. Don't put this deep. I have not liked Carmichael. In the slot, he's fine though. But yeah, Carmichael, there's something about this guy. He doesn't turn quick enough on like deep shots. I don't get it. Is it play rec related? But there's other out of positions with bad play rec that plays a lot better than him. Denzel Ward, another man coverage guy, right? With the inside shade. You can go deep route on him. Inside shade a little bit more expensive on him. So again, Madden is scheme dependent. It is what it is. I don't love man coverage in the state that it's in. It's kind of powerful. As for free safety, best free safety in the game, I feel like it's Julius Peppers. I'm not sure I like anybody else unless you're running a man scheme. Then you can say do Ronnie Lott. I like Peppers because he's so much taller, right? He's got like 7 inches on the dude. Lott was good for me. I'd say Lott is a very good card. But if you give me 7 extra inches without like losing a whole lot of anything, maybe just like 1 speed, but like Peppers is 295 pounds. Like, you can hit stick anybody at 295. Like the William Perrys maybe cause you a little bit of trouble, but 295, like you don't fear any sort of running back whatsoever, wide receiver, quarterback. You can throw a hit stick with impunity. So having that kind of boom stick versus 203 pounds back there, I get it. People are like, oh, but he's got really high hit power. Trust me, the 295 matters more than the couple points of hit power on your safety. So this guy is an absolute last line of defense. He's long, and like, so say like a lot of times to say like if you call cover 4 or you sort of like deep coverage, sometimes you just get streaked right past and they'll have a step on you. Peppers can jump up and pick that, especially with his pick artist deep out for 1 AP total. He'll pick that and turn that into an interception. Whereas somebody like Ronnie won't be able to get up as high, even though he's got good jumping, because he just doesn't have the length on the card. So having that length, that's why I have Megatron and Peppers of my deep safeties in cover 4, is very, very important. All right. Now, with that said, I had to choose a strong safety here, and I realized I kind of got weird with offensive line. I went out of position, but mostly I just went Bo Jackson here. But I think if you put Ted Hendricks there, that's fine. The issue is his ability discounts aren't that great, so he's probably a better user. I think Bo Jackson's the best user in the game. Sean Taylor's a solid one if you're not worried about having pick artists on your user. Bo Jackson gets that for free. So like currently, like I said, I'm not using Bo Jackson there. I'm just using Megatron. But I think Bo Jackson at strong safety played decent. He also not as tall as these guys, so I don't know. It depends on what you want for your ability stack. But I think users, Bo Jackson's better there. Sean Taylor with that free crusher is really nice on a user to like really fatigue someone, get a fumble potentially. All right, as for the mid guys, you're gonna have to make a little bit of decision. You won't get as many free abilities or as great abilities. You can try and scum some games off with like edge threat, double nothing combo stacks, that kind of thing. But really, a lot of this on the D line, we're looking for attributes right now. To high-end block shit, high-end finesse move out the edges, power moves maybe more in the middle. Bruce Smith's kind of like the best of both worlds. Bosa looks really good there too. As for defensive tackle, you gotta make sure to get like a inside stuff at least. So I think Jeffrey Simmons is my inside stuff guy. Thomas had really nice finesse moves for the inside too. I think Solomon was a finesse guy. For the edge, T Sizzle. Yeah, I like T Sizzle and who was the other one? Whoops, we gotta go to like let's just do Suggs. I forgot what ability I liked on T Sizzle here. Abilities. He got unpredictable for 0. That's why I went T Sizzle. And I think he just played pretty well earlier this year when I used him. So this is like, a lot of the stuff. It's hard to say like, oh yeah, they got the best attributes, they play the best. Sometimes they might like have a couple attributes less, but whether it's due to like, his traits are all yes. Something about the card just seemed to play really well for me. He's got a high motor, pass rush linebacker style. The combo, free, unpredictable. T Sizzle on one edge was really cool. Middle linebacker. So really I'd go, again, rotate your pass rushers. Edge being T Suggs, and the other guy I'm going to go through here on one edge, and then maybe in the middle, these two rotate in Bosa, Bruce. Burns there. Maybe rotate Burns on the edge then. Anyways, 90 Donald Parham. I was actually kind of surprised, and I was pleasantly surprised with his speed. But like the reason you're here is, my goodness, 6'8", 240. That is an absolute plug, right? A lot of the running game, you can't always get off perfect gap shoots. A lot of the time, you're just using your body to fill a hole and make the running back bounce a little bit before the pursuit comes and get him. And so, like, the bigger your body, the better chance you got of plugging up holes. And so that's why Parham's there. And it's not like Parham can't get Lurker. It's just kind of expensive. It's 2 AP for Lurker on him. So, really, I don't know how many people are actually going to be using Parham at middle linebacker versus just using, going in nickel sets and running safeties there, which is generally the recommended way of doing it in Madden, since linebackers don't jump without Lurker. And I don't want to pay 2 AP when I can get it for free. Jason Pierre-Paul. Again, I like the attributes. I like the speed combo off the edge for him. At cornerbacks, I went with guys that can... Stokes can get pick artist, I believe, for 1, so I put him at my nickel. These guys get deep out, knockout. Was it 2? I think I got them. I think they both had it for 2 AP. So yeah, obviously not as cheap as 1 AP for both pick artist and deep route or deep out zone knockout. But like I feel like with lower end cards, like if you're on a budget, you can't play man, because man is like the most pay to win scheme possible. So you need zone coverage in order to do it, and it is what it is. All right, so basically your entire defense is zone based, and since your defense is zone based, we're gonna go with more deep out zone knockouts. If your defense is blitz based, okay, if you've got one of these squads, you're blitz based, and you want to zone behind it, you want more medium route knockouts, medium out zone knockouts instead of deep out zone knockouts. So I went with deep zone knockouts because I figure you're probably playing like a cover 4 or something like maybe a cover 3, but like different guys in the cover 3 all the time. So I went with those. But if you're sending heat, I think mid zones and flat zones are the better way of going, because they just won't have time to really get deep on you. So just an FYI, it also depends, man zone, but these budget squads, you definitely want to mix in, well, not just budget, but like every single squad you want to mix in blitzes. As for the users, I liked Cam Chancellor. He gets Enforcer. Rudy Ford was pretty nice. I think he got Pick Artist on Rudy Ford, and he was fast. I think his Pick Artist was 1, so that's a pretty decently cheap Pick Artist for this level. Let me actually go take a look again at Rudy Ford. Rudy Ford trucks. Rudy Ford, why did I like you? Yeah, it's Pick Artist for 1, which is why I like Rudy Ford as a user. Plus, I think he was one of the faster cards at this budget level. 92 speed at defensive back. You're not going to be as fast as, say, the other guys on the top level, because I think, like, the top level, Bo's, like, 94. So you're losing a couple speed there, but, it's a fifth of the price. So you lose that 1% speed advantage. As for the low end, the budget guys, the guys for grinding solos, the ones that fill out your team right now, it's strange. A lot of these guys, because of the TVP, a lot of their overalls have stayed pretty similar to previous ones. Let me show you throwbacks. But like, see the 84 Jack Sandberg, fastest middle linebacker, Parsons, Van Ginkel, your defensive tackles. I actually went up to 86 Quinnen Williams on the defensive tackle here. The reason why I go to the Quinnen Williams and him specifically, I went up, is because I want that inside stuff. I think inside stuff is so important to stopping the run that you need one guy. Even though he's like 12K and the top is 10K, I still think you need to go with 86 Quinnen Williams and spend the extra 2K. So these guys like haven't changed in like a month and a half as far as like the fastest DBs that are slow, that are cheap. Sorry, fast DBs that are cheap. Ed Reed, Jenkins, Hawkins at user. Those things really haven't changed. So that, in my opinion, best cards in MUT 23. We can go through, look for. So I did this in August, September, November, and now January. Those are currently the best cards in the game. It's interesting to see how it evolves overall. Like it's almost a complete refresh from where we are in November. Haynes, Dion, Tariq. We got Charles, Sherman, Crow, Bo. Yeah. It's going to be hard to replace these out-of-position safeties, I'll tell you that. These tall guys, They might be on the roster for a while. Anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.